So, Dean Harrison, first of all, thank you very much for joining us. Welcome
no
to Bennetts Bike Social. First of all, how are we? Good Christmas, good New Year, all good?
Yeah,
Seem
all
happy?
good, mate. Yeah, everything is A-OK at the minute.
First quarter done as a Honda employee. How have you found it? Are you enjoying it, loving life?
Yeah, no, everything's been very steady away so far. Let's say I've only had a bit of a ride around in Andalusia last couple of weeks we did that. So I'm now looking forward to the next time out at Donington. Obviously weather dependent, as everyone says. But no, everything's been hunky-dory so far. Just playing the waiting game a little bit, really.
How much have you relished joining the factory Honda team? Because I think it's fair to say the last few years at DAO, people said you were kind of part of the furniture there. So did you feel that maybe a change was needed? And moving
No, honestly, the DAO team were brilliant. I can't knock any of them. They're all brilliant people. I'm obviously got to a point in my racing career where coming to ride for a factory Honda team, it's something that I think it's an opportunity you can't turn down almost. Yeah. It was a difficult decision for me to leave there, to be honest, because I was comfortable there, everyone were good, the bikes were good, and just, I don't know, I just thought to myself, if I don't change now, I never will. Mm-hmm. And I almost feel like sometimes, me personally, sometimes I think you need a bit of a kick up the arse, if you know what I mean. Yeah. And did I get too comfortable there? I don't know. Maybe I could have done a little bit because it was like such a family-run team and everyone was so friendly and happy and things like that. And coming here, obviously everything's a little bit more corporate. Everyone's here to do a job, sort of thing. But I'm looking forward to a bit of a new challenge, really.
Mm-hmm. I suppose it's that I have the saying of the grass isn't always green on the other side, but you're never going to know if you don't put the head above the fence and have a look.
Well, yeah, exactly. Kind of and I've been, obviously, I was there for 8 years. Mm-hmm. 2 of those were covered, so 6 racing seasons, let's say. And obviously the results we got speak for themselves. We won multiple road races, we won TTs together, we got podiums everywhere we went. You know, everything what I wanted to sort of achieve, we did do. So I can't knock them for anything. Do you know what I mean? In anything they do, but just coming here is just it's a new venture, a new bike. That's another thing that excited me. There's a brand new Fireblade out. There's a new CBR 600 out. I get to ride and go, like, we're in Portimao the other week when the new Supersport bike launched and the new Fireblade launch. I got to meet the designers of the bikes, the Japanese, all the Japanese designers were there that sort of developed the bike. And you get to do all things like that and you get to give them your feedback. Things like that are just sort of once in a lifetime things. It's things that you're going to look back on and you're going to think, oh, I did this. I find it all a little bit overwhelming, really, actually. I'm a bit like just sort of trying to take it all in. Yeah. And I need to settle down a bit. I'm looking forward to getting sort of Donington. I'm hopefully weather's reason at Donington because I want to get settled with the people I'm working with. Because we got to Andalusia the other week and it's like there's 25 people in the garage. And obviously our garage was obviously a lot smaller previously. And I was like, I didn't know anyone's names. You're like, but you feel rude because I'm like, oh, who's that again? Yeah. Who's it? I didn't really know. So whereas now I feel a lot more comfortable doing that. So, but do you know what I mean? Does it make sense what I'm saying though? Like, You've been somewhere for that long. Mm-hmm. You're like, you go somewhere and you're like, you don't know anybody, do you?
Yeah. It is
and
like going to a new job.
Tommy brought his tyre guy. He came with him, so he knows him, and it's a familiar face in a team. Obviously Andrew's been here a few years. Nathan's been here. John's been here, so everyone knows exactly who's doing what, when, and who to ask to get something sorted. Whereas I sat there and I'm like, you know what I mean? I don't know. And the last thing you want to do is go piss somebody off. Yeah. So you've got to be a little bit different. And I'm really shit at remembering names. So I'm like, I look at someone, I'm like, I can't remember his name. Do you know what I mean? And there's that 20 odd people there, so it's hard to learn them all. Yeah. So plus my crew chief he's new to the team. The mechanic that's come with him's new to the team. Mm-hmm. Ryan, who works on the bike, he works here full time, which is good. So I've got sort of him as a point of contact here and things like that. So it's just getting that sort of in place. So that's why I'm looking forward to getting to Donington when everyone's got their own bike, their own people there, and who can settle it down a little bit.
Need to get name badges for them all.
Yes, need some name badges. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I think recently, if we look back then, when you were at Andalusia.
Yep.
It was a TT test for you. You were riding your TT Superbike.
Yep.
How did you find it? Because obviously it's a brand new bike to you. How was it?
It were a lot to take in for 2 days because the second day was straight into a tyre test. so I couldn't really change on the bike because I had to give straight feedback of tyres. The first day we're just getting the marbles. We're not riding a bike since Brands Hatch last year, sort of thing. So getting back on the bike felt nice. The bike felt really nice, definitely fast. It was just getting a little bit comfortable for myself the first day, and adjusting to Andalusia, which is probably not my most favourite track, but nice place nonetheless. But no, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed working with new people, but there was, like I say, a lot going on. So, and then the 600 were great. I got to ride the 600 on the last day. I loved and enjoyed riding the 600, so we're good.
How much adapting have you had to do coming onto the Honda from the Kawasaki? Because obviously it's a completely different motorbike.
Oh, everything's different. The whole way the whole bike works, I found totally different. The way the throttle connection, everything were different. It's so hard to give you a real good explanation of the two, because they are sort of so far apart almost. Because sometimes you get on a bike that doesn't feel fast, but it's actually really fast. Does that make sense? Because it felt so easy to ride, but it's like, I think that's a Honda thing. The Honda's the bike you could get on the shops and ride to the calf, have a cup of tea and ride it home, and you could do that. The Superbike felt so nice to ride. I could have done that, and it was like, whereas it wasn't as aggressive as I thought it were going to be. It were a lot more softer, which were nice in a way, to be honest. But it's just learning how the bike wants to be ridden almost, which I think it'll take a little bit more time. Especially with it being a new bike, and plus the team doesn't know a lot about it. And the new bike is a lot different to the previous bike that were out there. So we're all learning. But like I say, that's what makes the job exciting, because we've got new bike, new team, new people.
Do you feel like there's a bit of pressure on your shoulders because you're the only one that can ride that Superbike effectively? I know John and Nathan could ride it, but you were the one that got the job instilled onto you. So did you feel a bit of pressure from Tommy and Andrew and a few others?
Yeah, I know what you mean, but no, everyone's that chilled out, to be fair. I didn't feel bad. I just wanted to ride it, and I give my personal opinion on it. And if I didn't know, I just said I didn't know. Do you know, I just give my best, the best comments to my feelings of knowledge, sort of thing. So, but it all seemed to be, everything I said, it was agreed with, and it all worked in the right direction, which made me feel a lot better.
You might have already answered this in an inverted way, but what was the biggest thing to get your head around? Is it joining the new team, or was it the bike, or was it a combination of a lot of things?
No, a combination of the two, really. Also, join the new team, new people, and you don't know how people work, and sometimes you've got to try and things can get lost in translation a little bit. So not that were difficult, but like, it's getting used to that side of things. And obviously the bike as a whole is different, because the thing with this year, again, we've got different subframes with heights to try and things like that, so you never actually probably got to a point where you think, right, this is where I'm fully settled with the bike. So it's just a bit of a time thing on that side of it.
I've asked the question to Tommy and to Andrew as well. Are you a bit apprehensive about heading into this season with only a short amount of time under your belt on the Superbike? Because obviously 2 days at Donington, like you say, weather dependent, and then you've got 2.5 days at Navarra before you're out racing. Yeah,
exactly. I think it is going to be difficult, but there's nothing we can do. I know everyone else is on the same bike, same team, or no similar things, and obviously for us everything's totally new. So, well, not so much so for Andrew. I think because the bike does have similarities from the previous model, but more so for myself and Tommy, because obviously we've sort of started a fresh slate almost. But I'll be honest, I think Tommy would be under the most pressure, because we've been British champion. Everyone looks at him as, you have to perform at this, whereas I want to perform. I'm going to do my best, and obviously there's a bit of pressure on me as well, but I feel like he'll need bigger shoulders than me.
Let's be fair, he's got big shoulders.
Yeah, he's got a bigger mouth as well.
He can take it, let's be honest. Have you relished this opportunity to kind of spearhead this project? I say spearhead the project. I know he's the face of it. I'm pointing that way because he's sat in halves off. He's probably getting a bollocking. But have you relished that opportunity to have all the eyes on you, to have all the Japanese asking you the questions, to giving your input into what is essentially a brand new motorbike for you to develop for everyone?
Yeah, exactly. That's why I said before, to make the switch to come to Honda this year was such a big opportunity for me, because of reasons like that. For me to help develop a bike is a job in itself, which I'm excited to do, and I want to perform on it as well. I don't just want to be this is doing this is doing that, X, Y, Z. I want to do with the whole lot.
Are you putting pressure on yourself then in that sense? Or are you just going to take it as it comes?
No, you know what, right? I feel really relaxed at the minute. And I'm looking, because you obviously need to get a few days under your belt with everybody there to just gauge where you are. Also, I've been watching closely at World Superbike and things like that and see what's going on elsewhere. So I want to see where we are when we get to the Donington test, obviously weather dependent, and then Navarra. So I'm looking forward to that at the minute. So at the minute, I'm very chilled out, but things can change.
You just touched on it there, World Superbike. We asked Tommy and Andrew their thoughts on it. Obviously, HRC, the last round, and really at the first round, unfortunately, they didn't really pull up any trees. And I think at Catalonia, they're probably still going round, unfortunately. Does that fill you with a little bit of trepidation, or are you just completely focused on what you're doing? Because essentially it's a completely different bike. Yeah, well,
obviously the bike's similar, but obviously it's set up differences. No, I'm not. Obviously, you want them to perform better, don't you? Because you think if they're doing better, it fills you with confidence. Plus, you think, oh, we'll get some information from them or X, Y, Z. But again, I just think we need to focus on because our tracks that we ride are so different to what they're riding at. The electronics we use are totally different to what they use. So sometimes it is difficult to have a perfect translation across the two. But we haven't done enough with the bike yet to give our opinion, I don't feel. So I think we need to get more laps under his belt and more time.
Heading into what is a really busy year for you, obviously you've got all 11 BSB rounds, Northwest and TT.
Yep.
If we touch on the TT, how excited are you to set off down Bray Hill as a factory Honda rider? I don't think I've asked you that question yet.
Yeah, no, I am. That's one thing I'm excited for, because the Honda and the TT is like,
it's everything.
That's the biggest thing you'll ever do, sort of thing. Do you know what? I'll feel more comfortable when I'm in the TT, because I know in my own head I feel like I've got a really good opinion on what a bike should do around there. And for me to be able to get on the bike and feel how it feels there, I think it'll be a big thing for me mentally, confidence-wise and things like that. So, and the bike does not lack power. That is one thing for certainly. The bike doesn't lack power. It's definitely faster. As a road bike, it's unbelievable. We rode the road bikes at Portimao and it blew my mind how fast a road bike is. Just like with the key in, the key in the ignition. Keyless now, should I say?
Yeah.
But yeah, so no, I'm looking forward to that. But no, that's definitely an exciting part of it.
Do you think it'll be a little bit overwhelming going there? Because obviously, going there as you have done before, so I say lad and a dad, when you bought your R1 and that kind of thing, and aspiring to be in that position of John and whoever else was there at the time, you're now in that position.
Do you know, in life, right, I find it difficult to tell that, because, do you know, it's hard to tell when you're in the moment till the moment's gone. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So at the minute, like I say, it's all overwhelming a little bit. I'm struggling to take it in a little bit. I need to just get a bit. I need a bit of time on the bike and ride the bike, just to go out and do it, just to sort of like do that, and then just like I reckon halfway through practice week at the TTL, I might be able to just take a bit of a breath and take a step back and try and look at it from the outside in and evaluate the situation a little bit more and think, right, you know what, we need to get sort of stuck in a little bit. But at the minute, I'm just taking day by day and step by step.
Finally then, do you think, this is obviously again a TT related question, but do you think you've got everything now here in this building and in the team that you're with to close that gap? It wasn't a big gap last year at the TT, it really wasn't, but you were on what was 4 or 5 year old machinery. It had not really been improved on, shall we say.
The bikes were new. Obviously the Kawasaki, the DAO bikes were brand new. The bike wasn't 4 or 5 year old. The stuff I run, obviously, they gave me the best that was available to them.
Yeah.
And the lads worked honestly as hard as anybody. But with obviously this bike, I do feel like the Fireblade's definitely got a top end speed advantage. And the lads, obviously, again, these are good lads from what I know of them so far, and they're working hard. So I think everything in here can hopefully bridge the gap we need to bridge.
Ultimately, then I suppose at the end of the year, what looks like what if you drove away from Brands Hatch back up to Bradford for that pint on a Monday evening? in your local. What would you be happy with at the end of 2024? What would Dean Harrison say? You could sit there and go, do you know what, I've had a good year?
Right, if we won the TT on it, it'd be a good year, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? At least, yeah. But no, I definitely want to be battling for podiums at the TT and try and not and sneak one if we can. That's definitely the plan, because I want to be definitely running at the front there. And I want to be a lot stronger at the BSB. I think having 2 teammates at BSB will help this year, because I can sort of look what they're doing to what I'm not maybe, or learn something from them, whereas previously working alone at the BSB is difficult for me, because sometimes you know yourself, when there's only you there giving your opinion on things, it's so hard to put your mindset across, whereas now I've got 2 teammates that are doing around the same bike as me and the same equipment. We can exactly match the data and see the difference.
Well, Dean, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it. I'm sure we'll catch up during the year, but good luck in 2024 with Honda Racing.
Spot on. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.